It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Taking a look at the Pacers, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. And for Minnesota fans, after years of waiting, they finally have something to be excited about. The young Timberwolves are on the rise, Jet.
Maybe the best collection of young talent in the league. Possibly.
Could be.
Tremendous athleticism on the wings, excellent low post play, and they're an exciting team.
And, they got a very respected head coach in Tom Thibodeau. He will demand the best out of them. Nowhere to go but up, Ernie.
Yeah, well, we could go to courtside. That's another place we could go.
Is that up?
Yeah, that's where Kevin Harlan is.
He's
He
down,
must
actually.
be up there.
You can taste the excitement here in Indianapolis. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. For the Timberwolves, this is the last game before heading back to Minnesota. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
And I think for Minnesota, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the 5 down low. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Tough finish from Bogdanovich. He's got a nice big frame for a wingman.
And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No, if anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today.
One shot.
This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
And, Bogdanovich played for 10 years in Europe before coming to the NBA. Just now coming into his prime, but he's got a lot of pro experience.
Now here's Teague. In the corner, it's Wiggins. 5 on the clock. Knocks it loose. Young with the steal. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way and finished off by Oladipo.
The point's right there, Kevin, a product of Oladipo's defensive work. Once he comes up with the steal, he's ready to get into transition right away.
Now here's Teague. Kicks it to Butler. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
The free throw drops for Butler. For a young player, Clark, it's adjusting to the speed of the NBA and the length of the schedule. So how do you power through that rookie wall? How do you survive that?
Well, there's no magic formula, Kevin. You just have to stay the course because it comes in different times for different players. For me, it was after about 60 games. I was a starter playing 34, 35 minutes a game. So it was a combination of fatigue and just getting used to 2.5 times more games than I had ever played in my career. So you fight through it, stay with your habits, stay with your preparation, and eventually you find your legs.
Young's shot is off.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
And it's Wiggins missing. The Pacers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And that one hits back iron. And for the Pacers, they come in off a great outing against the Bulls.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, you need that juice, that gas coming off the pine. Always a luxury to have a deep bench. And when they can step in and play well, you're in good shape. And, you know, the 2016-17 season was one of the best for Jeff Teague in his time in the league. Had to feel good for him performing at such a high level in his hometown of Indy.
Free throw good, Teague. And you remember Teague revealed at the end of the 2015-16 season that he'd been limited by a torn patella tendon.
Yeah, and part of what makes him special is his explosiveness, and he needs that to be his best. Really, any player does. He's a player whose strength, I think, is attacking and playing downhill and getting himself to the foul line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
Now, here is Young. 9-point game his last outing. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Young's got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, you look at Young, and his vision is what stands out. For a player of his size, that's a nice added bonus.
And the book on T, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
Now, here's Collison. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns.
A moment here to see the stats for Butler. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
And it's sent back by Turner. Bogdanovich wide open. Triple from the wing. Bogdanovich has got 6. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Indiana.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Yeah, you see right there, Towns invites contact. Unafraid of it, looking for it, and he's able to score through it.
Collison kicks to Turner. Turner with the screen. Takes the 13-footer, and that's good off the glass that time.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now, here's Oladipo. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Bogdanovich passes to Turner. And there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Man, love how Turner reads the defense, sensing and seeing separation as the pass is coming his way. Man, calmly pulling up for the shot. Nice.
Here's Teague. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Wiggins dishes to Towns. The kick out to Teague. Towns the screen. Right side, Butler from outside the arc. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. 5 points in the game.
And that's what I like to see from Butler, going right up with it. No hesitation at all. Ready to shoot as soon as he catches.
There's the screen. Young, a screen on Wiggins. Here's Turner. The rebound by Gibson. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Here's Turner after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. And Bogdanovich kicks to Collison. To the middle, unloads from 13. The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
Really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
And Greg, you know how it is. At some point, you just got to man up and play with a lot more aggressiveness and toughness and pride inside.
And the double clutch layup in that situation, that's just him playing to the crowd, guys.
Indiana leading. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. He said they have to do a good job of moving their feet defensively. That's the only way they're going to avoid getting dunked on. He said they also want to turn guys who are slashers into jump shooters. We'll see if that works, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Gibson passes to Towns. Chance there to take the lead, missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And the quick release of Bogdanovich, he gets rid of that ball in a hurry.
Timberwolves trail by 4. T kicks to Towns. Outside Butler. On the wing, Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Wiggins against Bogdanovich. Feeds to Collison. Outside Turner. Back to Collison. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner. And the Pacers lead by 6.
And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves trail by 6. Here's Jones. Here's the screen. Out to the wing. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Booker. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Up the floor. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And the Pacers always find a way to hold their own, but still searching for that first NBA championship.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for every team, but in a smaller market, they don't feel they can afford to totally tear down the roster with a full rebuild. Indianapolis, as great a city as it is, not a free agent destination, so that makes it tough to build a title contender. You have to do it primarily through the draft and smart acquisitions.
And Joseph kicks to Robinson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Patton. They get it again. Indiana leading by 8. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Jones against Joseph. Crawford, no one around him. Good on the three-point shot. Crawford's got 5.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
And Joseph kicks to Robinson. Joseph with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. And the shot goes down. Joseph's got his first points of the night.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, you know, both teams scoring at a really steady clip. If you like good offense, you've come to the right spot. This is your game.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 5. Pass to Patton. 4 on the clock. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
They set the pick. Jumper off the screen. Sabonis kicks it out to Stevenson. Baseline try. That's short off the rim.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
Kicks it out to Jones. From outside, off the mark. Indiana leading by 5. Here's Joseph. He feeds it to Booker. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and back court for the Pacers.
Well, you love to see your front court that really is so gifted with the ball. Great vision, court awareness. They have been a major part of the offensive flow in this game, and what a luxury to have bigs that can pass.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Jones with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And you look at the history of the Timberwolves, and there have been some incredible players. Clark, which Timberwolf player always was your favorite to watch, and why?
Well, Kevin Garnett was fun to watch wherever he played. Clearly, his early career was in Minnesota, and his intensity, his focus, his versatility, his two-way prowess. Sam Mitchell, guy I got to know when he was in Indiana. Just one of those solid veteran guys. And then Kevin Love, a double-double 20-10 guy. He was really good while he was there, too.
And he makes the first. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Timberwolves trail by 3. 1:41 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Patton. To the inside. Ball's knocked loose. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Stevenson with the ball. Robinson misses. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
And so it's Indiana with it, following the 3 by Minnesota. And Booker kicks to Stevenson. Indiana moving it around. There's the pick. With the teardrop, it's deflected.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Now, here's Joseph. He had 10 points in the win against Chicago. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Patton. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Timberwolves on top as they end the first quarter on a 14-4 run. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
Well, another thing that's immediately gone right for them is their three-point shooting.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, we've got Patton. Crawford out there with Jones. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Bielitsa in at the 3 spot. And that one falls for Jones. And a big front office change for the Pacers over the summer. Cause for concern?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. Very experienced hands are taking over, and I think it'll be a relatively smooth transition for the Pacers.
And so Jones nails both of them. Pacers trail by 4. And Joseph kicks to Robinson. Good on the three-point shot. Robinson's got his second basket of the night.
Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Bielitsa passes to Chang, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 1.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. There's a screen by Robinson. And it's Stevenson missing.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
Here's Bielitsa. He averages about 5 points a game. Here's Patton. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Indiana's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Booker outside. They set the screen and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And Trevor Booker is generously listed at 6'8". We call that a program height. But he is a quick leaper, so he plays bigger than he is. You let him get in close, and he'll punch that ticket on you.
The Pacers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
That one is off. Clark, as good as Booker is around the rim, he's looking to stretch his range out beyond the arc.
And that's a wise move for him as a player. Expand your range, because you've shown you can make that shot, and I think that just makes him more valuable on offense.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Sabonis. Bogdanovich comes in for Lance Stevenson. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Robinson. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph.
Boy, I love Trevor Booker's game now. Physical, dependable, consistent. Man continues to evolve his game.
Towns dishes to Wiggins. Kept alive. And Gibson kicks to Towns. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's foul number 2 for him. The Pacers making a switch here. Young's checked in. Pacers trail by 3. Back to Collison. Teardrop shot. Basket counts. Collison's got his second bucket.
And Collison's quickness enabling him to slice to the rim there.
There's a good screen. Butler from outside. That doesn't go either for Butler.
You know, he's yet to hit another 3 after nailing one in the first, but I don't think that's going to stop him from shooting.
Turner with a screen for Bogdanovich. And Indiana, another 3.
Really good work off the screen there. You know, Bogdanovich creating that space to get his shot off. Nicely done.
Towns, a screen on Collison. And Towns, the bucket on the assist by Teague. Teague's got his 4th assist in this one.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
From 13, and it comes off the front of the rim.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
The dish to Towns. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Here's Gibson. The rebound by Turner.
And you know, you can see in his eyes, he knows that is not a dunk he should have missed.
Young on the follow.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second chance scores.
Teague, the pass to Towns. Back to Teague. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Teague's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint. Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Bogdanovich has got 15.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Teague dishes to Towns. Butler sets a screen for Towns. He kicks to Gibson. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Outside Teague. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Butler. It's rebounded by Indiana.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Here's Oladipo. No good. Great D that time from Gibson. Minnesota's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Wiggins kicks to Teague. Towns a screen on Collison. Teague the pass to Towns, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, you watch Karl Anthony Towns, and he just epitomizes the future of the NBA big man. Extremely versatile, gets it done inside and outside at both ends of the floor, and has a fluidity to his game that belies his size.
First one falls for him. And with Towns and him being the future of the NBA big men, the numbers he's put up at a young age are staggering. Clark just looks like a guard out there sometimes.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Kevin. You know, Towns actually played guard before a big growth spurt. I think that clearly helped with his skills, and that's why he's so comfortable creating. It's a perfect situation for a guy like him to revolutionize what a low block player can do.
Clark, there are a lot of great rim protectors right now in the NBA.
Yeah, there sure are, and there are a couple, though, that stand out to me. Gobert and Whiteside. I mean, they are just like octopuses in their ability to hover around that rim and challenge and change and block shots. Those two guys really stand out to me.
Yeah.
I also think you've got to consider DeAndre Jordan, too. With his athleticism, he's become better as a rim protector in his last few years.
Right. Here's Oladipo. Bogdanovich dishes to Collison. Oladipo outside. Turner with the screen. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers. And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
Collison against Teague. Outside Collison. Great D that time from Teague.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
Hits the three-point bomb. Wiggins has got 6 here in this quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Collison kicks to Young. It's Turner, high post. Shoots over Towns. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Teague the pass to Wiggins. And there's the feed to Butler. Towns a screen on Oladipo. Here's Butler. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And now a 3-point Minnesota lead. Indiana's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. And Oladipo kicks to Collison. Oladipo with a screen on Teague. Takes a shot at the elbow. Goes back up. And he uses the glass on the layup. Oladipo's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And the way Oladipo handles himself from inside is commendable. I mean, actually, it's tremendous. He does a nice job utilizing the strength that he has.
Passes it to Butler. Teague for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Teague's got the lead up to 4 now for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Minnesota's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Outside, Jones. The pass to Crawford. Now here's Jang. Tight defense on him. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Indiana trailing here. Robinson kicks to Booker. Offensive rebound. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Booker's got his second basket of the night.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Robinson down low, guarded by Crawford. It's blocked. Out left to the wing. It's Pajalica. Hits it from three-point range. Pajalica's got 6.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
1:24 left to play in the first half. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
They set the pick. Crawford outside. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. We'll get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. The Timberwolves second.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
And Zhang kicks to Jones. Off target from outside. Indiana's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Dishes it to Stevenson. Here's Booker. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. And 2 for 1, that's what they'd like to get right now.
That would be ideal, and that's exactly what they'll try to do. They don't need to rush it, just need to get a quality shot, and quickly.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And the foul on Glenn Robinson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Zhang, a screen. Crawford outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Crawford's got 10.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Now Stevenson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 3 seconds left. Tries to keep it alive. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Minnesota on top, leading by just 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They never got too far behind as their largest deficit in the period was 8. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Bojan Bogdanovic with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Minnesota in the lead.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, when you play against this Minnesota team, you know they like to play at a slower pace. I mean, they had one of the slowest paces of play in the league last season. Not a team that really wants to put the pedal to the metal.
Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovic in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Collison against Butler. Clock at 6. Shot, high post. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And it's 8 points for Collison. And for the Wolves and their slower style of play, Clark, it makes sense when you look at their roster. They have guys who command a lot of attention in half-court sets.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, Towns is the big one there. His versatility. He can step out as a big guy and make perimeter shots out to the three-point line. He can post it. Pretty good passer. Wiggins, terrific in isolations. Outstanding offensive player. This team can score the ball in transition. It's just not something they look for. I think they've got to balance it, though. Half-court action and a little more transition opportunity, and to grow defensively will allow this team to sniff the playoffs.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Towns dishes to T. Wiggins outside. Over Bogdanovic, and it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
Butler kicks to T. He dishes it to Wiggins. Butler in the corner. Another miss by Minnesota.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
And he makes that one. Towns has got the lead up to 5 now for Minnesota. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Collison kicks to Bogdanovic. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. First in rebounding. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Shots good by Turner.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
Butler passes to Towns. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Collison kicks to Turner. Oladipo outside. And stolen by Butler. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Teague with the ball. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And guys, the defensive Teague is underrated. Excellent instincts. and he takes reasonable chances on defense.
Turner. Towns with the defensive effort.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
He's off on the first. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
And the second free throw, good.
And while Young is serviceable at the line, not terrible, there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Collison against T. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Here's Towns. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Oladipo. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 4. Wiggins dishes to T. To the wing right side. Three-pointer, Butler. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And, you know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Teague against Collison. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
Really good to see Butler knocking down the 3-ball, Kevin. I mean, a part of his game he must continue to improve on.
Here's Collison. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Butler. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Kicks to Teague. Outside Butler. And Towns gets it to go. And now a 9-point Timberwolves lead.
Tell you what, you got to give Butler credit. He's good at sensing when his guys are wide open, and he gets the ball to him right away.
Collison with a screen on Wiggins. 13 feet away. Kept alive by Indiana. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Timberwolves.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to be on fire from beyond. They have been really good from the 3-point line.
He misses the free throw. Well, a lot of optimism around young big man Miles Turner. Nate McMillan compared him to LaMarcus Aldridge, who, of course, McMillan coached in Portland. Clark, can you see that?
Oh, no doubt. Both are 6'11"-ish, and both can really shoot the ball. Turner may be a better 3-point shooter right now than Aldridge, but I think he's got to grow into being more effective in the post. He's more of a rim protector right now than Aldridge. But like L.A., I think he has a chance to be an all-star.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Towns. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
Patton, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Pacers trail by 10, and Joseph kicks to Robinson. There's a screen by Robinson. Crawford with the steal. On, here we go. Crawford all alone. Count it. Crawford's got 12 in the game.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Robinson, a screen on Crawford. The drive by Booker. Here's Sabonis. Good. A nice assist from Booker. He's got 6.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
Outside, Jones. Here's Bielitsa. 6 points for him. Clock at 4. Lets a floater go. Jones, no luck.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
Robinson passes to Booker. Feeds it to Joseph. There's a good screen. There's Stevenson, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
There's Crawford with the 3. No good. Shot missing. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. In the corner, it's Robinson. Back to Joseph. Shot from 12. The shot will not fall. Excellent D that time from Jones. A look from Crawford. Crawford missing again.
And there was no effort on behalf of the defense. None. I mean, the shooter has to be upset with himself for missing that shot.
Robinson sets a screen for Booker. They get it back. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan. I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Here's Joseph. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Towns.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
The first free throw is good. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game. I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
Kicks it out to Crawford. There's a screen. Pass to Patton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now.
And you look at their ranking, tops in free throw percentage. I think it speaks to their focus and discipline as a team. They look to capitalize on every mistake.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. So he comes up empty, missing both.
And the Pacers have made the playoffs back-to-back seasons and have only missed the playoffs once in the last 7 seasons, including a couple of trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nevertheless, there's a growing concern in Indy that the team has stagnated a bit and needs to move forward at a greater pace than what they had.
And for the Pacers, 2 consecutive seasons making the playoffs as the 7th seed. Both times Clark knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, and you know, last season got swept by the Cavs. In Game 3, gave up the largest second-half comeback in NBA history. A game the Pacers should have won, and certainly not the way they hoped to finish.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
Good on both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And Joseph kicks to Stevenson. They set the pick. Rebound by Jang.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Now here's Stevenson. He's guarded closely, and Booker kicks to Joseph. Booker with the screen for Joseph. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Pacers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Here's Crawford, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Pacers trail by 5. Booker with the screen for Stevenson. There's the screen. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Stevenson's got his second bucket of the night. Minnesota's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Outside, Jones. He feeds it to Jang. Here's Pat, defended by Booker. Patton's shot is off. Here's Indiana. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Jones against Joseph. And 1:01 left in the third. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Pacers have hit 6 free throws in 10 attempts. And that one falls for Stevenson. One thing that Tom Thibodeau can be dependent on as a coach is giving his star players a lot of minutes. In fact, in Chicago, Clarkson criticized him for doing that. Others praised him for it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a team leader, he expects you to be on the floor a lot and produce a lot.
Yeah, and, you know, that's part of the job. Hey, when you get right down to it, if you're one of the best players, you've got to show up and do your job all the time. And you look at players who've played under Thibodeau. I mean, he's had the league leader in average minutes 3 times in his career as a coach. Said himself that he expects his guys to get used to what star players do, which includes a lot of minutes.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
One shot.
And that one falls for Jones. Pacers trail by 5. And here is Joseph. He's got 7. Shot off the pick. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Zhang's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Crawford outside. Shot clock at 6. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Now it's a 7-point Timberwolves lead. And so it's Minnesota bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. On the court for Minnesota, Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. Crawford out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Bielitsa in at the 3 slot. And that one falls for Turner.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him. But what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
The Pacers making a switch here. Young's checked in. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Wiggins is checked in for Bielitsa. And it's Teague in for Jamal Crawford. Both free throws good from Turner.
And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas. And he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
Here's Oladipo, and finished off by Oladipo.
Great speed on display by Oladipo in transition. Very few guys can keep up with him in the open court.
T kicks to Towns. Outside Butler. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Collison. And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age, humble, hard-working, hungry, smart, and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
There's the great length we're always talking about with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, leaving no doubt about that one.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Timberwolves leading by 5. Here's Teague. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Bogdanovich dishes to Collison. That doesn't go either for Collison.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Wiggins against Bogdanovich. Steps back and shoots. That doesn't go in either for T. Pacers have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Bogdanovich left side. Over Wiggins. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
And, you know, Bogdanovich is just such a deadly shooter from there. The defense has to do a better job against him in that situation.
Wiggins kicks to Butler. Over Oladipo. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Wiggins. And that's 12 points for Jimmy Butler. Pacers trail by 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Bogdanovich passes to Oladipo. Turner with the screen. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
That's good from Oladipo.
Oladipo's become a very efficient combo guard, somebody who can score the ball at a high clip as well as get the ball to open teammates when necessary.
He doesn't get the second one. And Nate McMillan, formerly an assistant in Indiana, now the head coach. Do you think it's tough to succeed another head coach that, Clark, you worked under?
I imagine there would be some awkwardness there, but in his case, it wasn't a mid-season transition. It was at the end of a season, so that certainly helps. Frank Vogel simply wasn't re-signed, was not fired, was not replaced, just wasn't re-signed. And I think all of that made it a little easier for Nate.
Butler dishes to Gibson. Here's Wiggins. No good that time. Good defensive work there by Young. Teague against Collison. Oladipo for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And it's Butler missing. Pacers trail by 4. 3-pointer. Indiana again missing.
And so much for repeating the 3-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
Outside Teague. Pass to Towns. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Nice play inside. The refined footwork really separates Towns from most other young bigs.
Elbow shot is on the way. Collison, no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
That doesn't go either for Butler.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, you can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
To the left wing, Collison gets a wide open look and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Here's T. The dish to Gibson. Outside Butler. Back to Gibson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Taj Gibson is a solid role player, really one of the best we have. A good rebounder and defender with a soft touch from the mid-range and can score without having plays called for him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. Pacers trail by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Shot off the screen. Here's Turner. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Man, I like the aggressiveness that Turner plays with. For such a young guy, it's proven to be beneficial in helping him draw fouls.
And that one falls for Turner. Both free throws good from Turner.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Now here's Teague. Towns kicks to Butler. And it's sent back by Turner. On its way from Oladipo for 2. Here's Bogdanovich. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Not just a floor spacer now. Bogdanovich getting inside there.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Timberwolves leading by 3. Teague with the ball. Now Towns. Here's Gibson. Butler from outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Butler's got 5 points now this quarter.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in. Locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Bogdanovich against Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Nice play there from Bogdanovich. Had the defense at a disadvantage, and he struck.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. Timberwolves leading by 5. Here's T. Towns kicks to Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And that's now 17 points for Jimmy Butler.
Yes, he did. Having a big who can locate the open man the way Towns does puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
13 feet away. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. And here is Teague. Wiggins outside. He kicks to Towns. And he drops it in from the low post. Towns has got 12 points in just the second half.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
Boy, is he really getting after it here in the second half, just drawing a ton of fouls.
Booker, he's checked in for Indiana. And so he hits both. Timberwolves leading by 5. It's stolen by Oladipo. Over Butler. Oladipo misses.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now. And with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
5 to shoot. And again, Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 22 points.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Yes, they have. He's made all 4 of his shots this quarter, Greg. Definitely looking to be a dangerous guy.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Wiggins drives in. The kick out to T. Another shot. Right side, Butler. Wiggins outside. And Wiggins throws it down hard.
Making the impossible look easy. Wiggins with the great creativity in the air. He typically hangs in the air a little longer than the average bird, though.
Poked away. To the middle. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 5 on the bucket from Bogdanovich.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Guys, I really like how Teague attacks. I mean, he does a nice job getting inside the guts of the defense and really baiting them into fouling.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Teague is a little reserved, but he's a natural leader, a guy who commands respect, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And so Teague gets 2 free throws. Pacers trail by 7. Bogdanovich sets the pick for Collison. Gibson with the steal. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Teague against Collison. Booker a screen on Teague. Gibson with the steal. Wiggins dishes to Teague. It's deflected. Here's Bogdanovich. Indiana again missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
And Towns gets it to go.
Just churning that butter up, man, all night. Towns making a fool out of anybody trying to get in his way. Go to work, big fella.
Oladipo outside. Back to Booker. They set the pick. Lock at 6. Rebound, Minnesota. Gibson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside Butler. Gibson a screen. Fires from the wing. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Collison. Oladipo for 3. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Booker. .102 left in the 4th quarter of this one. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Young outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana.
I love the defense from Butler. He's a tremendous player whose speed and length allows him to be annoying to shooters.
Teague kicks to Gibson. Here's the screen. Butler passes to Towns. Gibson the screen. Teague with a clean look. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
Well, it's surprising that he clunked that one. I mean, especially since the defense was nowhere to be found.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Lobbed up there for Gibson. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Turner dishes to Bogdanovich. Turner with a screen on Butler. Here's Oladipo. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Like that execution, Kevin. A successful possession leading to a high percentage basket.
And so Minnesota takes the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw tonight?
It wasn't a part of my plan, but whatever works, works. I think we got a bunch of talented guys, and at times we forget how hard we got to play. On the road, at home, this is how we got to play basketball.
Jimmy, thanks for the time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.